There are a few common issues that may prevent you from accessing Docusign Monitor events in Splunk. This video will review troubleshooting steps you can take when your integration isn't working as you expect. If you're experiencing authentication failures, such as 403 or access denied, there may be an issue with your access to Monitor or with authentication scopes. First, open Docusign Admin, select Features, and verify that Monitor is enabled for your organization. Also review your JWT and verify that the scope claim includes signature, impersonation, and organization read. If necessary, add the required scopes and use the new JWT to acquire a new access token. If you're receiving a private key parsing error, there may be an issue with your private key format. Verify that your private key is in PKCS #1 format, which starts with the text Begin RSA Private Key and ends with End RSA Private Key. If necessary, regenerate the key and re-upload to Splunk using internal RSA provisioning guidance. If you're experiencing CFFI decoding or dependency errors, you may need to update your version of the tools. Upgrade to the latest Docusign Monitor add-on version, which addresses Python dependency loading issues for JWTs and cryptography. Also update Splunk to 9.3 or greater if possible. You may find that some data inputs work in the add-on, but not all of them. The Docusign Splunk add-on has 3 inputs with different URLs: organization accounts, account users, and org events. If one of these fails but the others work, review your endpoint configuration for errors. Also verify that your JWT scope claim includes all of the required scopes. If you don't receive specific errors but your Splunk dashboards show no data, validate that the target index and source types match your inputs and dashboards. Also verify that the Splunk app and the Docusign add-on are running in the same Splunk instance and region. If your dashboard shows data only for the previous week, this is expected behavior for a new configuration. The Splunk app pulls data for the last 7 days and then accumulates data going forward. If your organization generated no qualifying events in the previous week, your dashboards will show zeros. Validate your configuration by generating new events and then rechecking the dashboard. If the user lookup dashboard doesn't show all your users, you may need to configure additional Docusign accounts in the add-in, or you may need to fix errors in your configuration. Events are fetched for all organization accounts, but user lookups are not available unless those accounts are explicitly added one by one. Verify that you've added all the account IDs for accounts whose users you want to track. Open the Input Health dashboard in the Docusign add-on to check for errors in the API calls for user information. Within the error logs, you can filter by input type or log level.